area where the Labour Party is in control is in the management of our public service. But I have to ask, what real reform have we seen in the last year? The response to the crisis seems to have been cuts across the board rather than prioritising spending in some areas and changing work practices in others to make the same overall saving. Such an approach might encounter greater resistance from a particular vested interest or interests, but it's a time for taking courageous decisions. If the government can explain and justify why they're doing it, I think they'll certainly get opposition support, including our own. It's time to move on from the Croke Park Agreement. The Public Service Agreement 2010 to 2014 was a cautious document that failed to grasp the nettle of institutional reform. Rather than relying exclusively on a voluntary redundancy scheme, why didn't they tell the small number of people who weren't able to do their jobs that they would have to be amongst the ones to go? Public servants must be promoted on merit, not seniority. Performance must be better measured, competence rewarded, and underperformance penalised. Michael Bloomberg, the Mayor of New York, said, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. I'm not convinced that we're measuring what needs to be recorded in the public service. Mandatory redundancy is better for the state, better for the taxpayer, and better for the individual. And the culture of mediocrity in some ends of our public services has to go. Automatic pay increments must also be considered, and root and branch reform of productivity and performance in the public sector is now required. It doesn't automatically follow that somebody's better at doing their job if they've been doing it for 15 years, and I suspect that in some instances the reverse is true. We need innovation, new ideas, and out-of-the-box thinking. And that can be difficult if you've been working from the same cubicle for a decade or more. But I'm delighted that the new Secretary-General in Finance ran juice bars in the south of France, and we need more of that kind of background and experience. And why does it still take an age to move people across departments and agencies to shore up the critical areas where we need them most? There needs to be greater horizontal movement of staff between government departments and between the civil service and other state agencies. It is a hard time to be in government, but it's also a good time to be a minister. You have a unique chance to show that you can manage your department well, using limited resources to still achieve great effect. I don't know what the Taoiseach's ministerial scorecard looks like, but at the end of the first year, I'm not sure that any one of them can be given an honours grade. Thank you.